Hey everybody, it's Doug Schauf with Remax Oceanside and Make Maine Your Home.com. In this episode of the Make Maine Your Home podcast, I'm going over to see a friend of mine. His name's Roman. Lives in a great little neighborhood in Scarborough. It's right off of 114 or Gorham Road over there. Location is fantastic. It's like walking distance to some schools, a quick drive to beaches, the mall area, South Portland, and a quick drive into Portland. Just a spectacular location. And he's been there for a while, so it's going to be nice to hear, what he has to say about the neighborhood, what he loves about it, and some of the changes that have happened over the years that he's been there. So let's do this. All right, guys, I made it over to see Roman over here in Scarborough. We're in an awesome neighborhood. It's near like the schools. We're off of like 114 Gorham Road, and I'm over here talking to Roman. And the first question I have is, how do you pronounce your last name?
So it's Józefiak, and that's a native way of speaking.
Józefiak?
Józefiak.
Józefiak.
Yeah, you already get the first part. It's you.
Right.
And just
yeah,
because
it's spelled J-O-Z, which...
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So the J is like a Y.
Yeah. Exactly.
Józefiak.
Yeah. It's got a hyphen over the O.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of changes the pronunciation, but it's you and then Zefiak. So
Zefiak.
When I was teaching my son.
Zefiak.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Fiak. It's a harsh language.
Right.
But a couple of rocks and you throw it in. You get it.
You get it in there. Awesome. All right. So this is Roman Józefiak.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect. All right. Great.
Sweet.
So we're gonna go right from there into where you're from. You told me Poland.
Right. So not Poland, Maine.
Right. Yeah. Good.
The country Poland across the pond.
Yeah.
So
what town in Poland?
In Gdansk. Gdansk.
Gdansk.
But in English it's pronounced Gdansk.
Okay.
But anyway, so it's the town that's famous for the Solidarity movement, Lech Wałęsa, the whole 9 yards. That started the anti-communism movement. So
right.
Solidarność, which is solidarity in English, and I came here in 1980.
Yeah.
And been living here ever since. Other than just going back to go to college because it was free.
Free back. You're right.
Yeah. As a citizen. Yeah.
Right. So, what was it like growing up in Poland, man?
So, actually, I had a pretty decent upbringing. My grandfather, which acted as my father most of my upbringing until I was 11 and more or less, was great because he had a chance to go and sail on foreign ships and work on making pretty decent money that he wouldn't have made even as a chemist in Poland.
Oh, sure.
So we had it pretty good. I mean, money, you could have money, but that doesn't mean that you can buy everything because we didn't have coffee, we didn't have the meats, we didn't have sugar, the things that normally you need in a household.
Interesting.
So I remember one of the funny things was that my grandfather would have this pile of potatoes and this little piece of meat, and then we, as the kids, would get more meat because we needed the protein.
Right.
And
so that you guys have
exactly.
Sure.
Because it was all rationed. I mean, we literally had cards that you cut out, and then you give them that, and if you didn't have the card, you couldn't buy the meat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was rationed.
Wow.
But it was
such
a
different
fun
lifestyle than here.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We didn't have video games. And nobody argued about what kind of sneakers you have.
Right.
Because everybody had the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't a lot of
Right.
Keeping up with the Joneses, as we say here in the States, right? Everybody was kind of just poor.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, what did you guys do for fun as kids there?
Outside is the word.
Yeah.
So obviously we played a lot of soldiers games. You're a soldier. You're going against Germans or Indians, cowboys. We would take bike trips. I remember I was 7 years old. I was gone half the day.
Yeah.
My grandma would just say,
"Where
are you going?"
Too, yeah.
I'm going to the beach.
Down there. See you later.
Yep, later.
Yeah.
You're done. Yeah.
Yeah. Me growing up was always like, "Hey, when the streetlights come on, make sure you get your butt home."
Yeah. That's true too.
Yeah.
But I was close enough to the beaches, so we had a lot of beach time.
Oh, that's awesome.
We had also forest. kind of like just playing in there all the time. Survival skills.
Yeah.
Learning how to, play with knives and
Right.
throwing knives at trees and just crazy stuff. But, stuff that maybe it's not so popular here, but life lessons. And
Normal kid stuff.
yeah, sure. Guy stuff, too.
Yeah. So you came over here in like 1980-ish, you said?
Yeah.
When you came over to the States, was it right to Maine here?
No, so I just want to say one thing. My mom spoke English, but I didn't. I knew how to say thank you and things like that.
Sure.
Just basic stuff.
Yeah.
So we ended up actually living in Long Island in a little town called Hempstead. Villa Court Apartments, which was a dive. If you turn on the lights, close your eyes because you had to give a couple seconds for the cockroaches. Get the hell
So
out.
that was like a typical. I mean, you see that in the movies all the time. And stuff like
but
that.
this was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get rid of them, and then you can go about your business. Then we lived in a town. So we lived about a year and change. Then my mom got a job working at a country club in a place called St. Mary's, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And so we moved there. I went there for a year to like a Catholic school. My uncle then came into the United States, and he actually lived in Portland. So
So when he moved here, he came right to Maine.
exactly,
Yeah.
he had a sponsor here. He moved. We moved in, and then we kind of lived, as they say in German, alles zusammen, means all together.
Yeah.
Save money.
Okay.
And
Here in Portland.
yep, I remember going to King Middle School.
Yeah.
And then from there to Texas. I'm all over the
Yeah, you went all over. So you saw a lot. Yeah.
But I had great exposure. I got to tell you, I had great exposure. A lot of parents are focused that, I want the kids to stay in a certain school, so they have the friends and all that. But I was the only child, and so it was easy.
Yeah.
For my mom to move me around, and I got exposed to everything.
All sorts of cultures throughout the country.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how quickly did you learn English when you got here? Was it like kind of an ongoing?
Well, thanks to
Because that seems like a big struggle if you're being thrown in schools and stuff like that, right?
Yes. So I did go to ESL classes for the first 3-4 months. My mom was, I have to give her credit, she was very instrumental in a way where she actually said, I'm not going to speak to you in Polish. Okay? You live you're living in America now.
Right.
English is the language that we speak here. And so unless I had questions about how to say certain things in English, I was pretty much in front of the TV listening
to
the accent and picking up.
Yeah.
And the motivation, obviously, for a 10-year-old is that you want to communicate with other kids to play. So it was very quick. I think within 6 months, I had it down. Right. I mean, I wasn't an English scholar.
Right, for the most part.
But I can put sentences together and what have you. And it kind of went from there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So your mom just threw you right in there. Said, hey, we're doing this.
Oh, yeah. I learned English kind of like I learned swimming. My grandfather just threw me in the ocean. See ya.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So college time came around. Did you go back to Poland for that?
Yes, I did. So actually, I had some issues growing up down in Texas, and what I decided to do is I decided to get a GED.
Okay. Yep.
And then in 1986, corresponding with my grandparents, we came to a conclusion that they are still young enough to have me come over and live with them. Okay. And apply for to go to school. Now, what I did is I actually went to a technical college.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So it's a 3-year program.
Yeah.
And the first 6 months, let me tell you, it was pretty tough because I got there. Now, I left the country as a kid, so I was just learning how to speak Polish.
Right.
Then I had to learn English. Now I have to relearn Polish.
right. Yeah.
A little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
So I had pretty good tutors.
Yeah. funny.
It was weird.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because everybody now, I have friends back in Poland and they're kind of spread out all over Europe. And one of the interesting things I always hear is like, oh, you speak Polish with an English accent.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
and we say the same back here. You speak English with a Polish accent. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So what kind of technical college was it?
I went to mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And
cool.
Got that out of the way. It wasn't easy. I struggled a lot. But I wasn't a scholar. I didn't get the biggest
Now, did you complete? Did you get your degree?
Yeah, I completed everything.
Yeah,
Everything is done. I got the stuff over there to show you.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome.
And then when I came back to America, I had a little bit of a struggle because as a Polish citizen, I was obligated to 2 years mandatory military time.
Here in the States?
No,
back there.
Back then.
Oh, okay.
So I had a green card, but I didn't have my citizenship at the time.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I was like, I'm gonna get out of here.
So was this after college? They were like, you have to do this?
I was prep, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had letters of deferment, that I'm still in school, so they allowed me to proceed with schooling, and then they're like, okay, as soon as you're done, we're gonna get you.
Right.
But luckily I had this green card, and I did apply for a Polish passport, got the Polish passport. They're like, you're not gonna get a visa to the United States. So I'm in the the American embassy in Warsaw, in queue, like everybody else.
Yeah.
I filled out the application, and I also said, hey, by the way, I have a green card. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. So I got
nice.
I got it.
Yeah.
Because the Polish authorities knew that the people...
Because of that time that you've already been here.
There's no way that, that visas are just issued to everybody. You have to have family back there. You have this.
Right.
And I got it because I had the green card.
Because you had that also.
But I had it hidden. I never showed it to them because if I showed it, it would have been confiscated.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Right. We're still talking, communist times. And
sure. Yeah.
so right as I was leaving, interesting piece to this was that between late 86, 87, 88, 89, 90 was the big solidarity movement started taking place. And pretty much in also Romania,
lot of political
Poland,
tensions and stuff like that.
Right, but for the good.
Right.
And that's when, I think it was Reagan that said to Gorbachev, take down this wall.
Yeah, sure.
I lived that.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
on the ground.
Isn't that something?
Seeing all that kind of take place. It was fabulous. And
wow.
We used to, as college students, we go to the protests and things like that, and we got sprayed with hoses and
oh wow.
Right, but one thing interesting.
So when we're back here watching the news, you were one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean,
right in the thick of it.
I lived 2 substations away from the shipyard.
Isn't that amazing?
In a little town called Rzeszcz.
Okay.
I'm trying to pronounce that.
I already know I can't.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So when they were spraying you with the hoses, we didn't know about it, but they had dye in it, and they can go like this. It was the ultraviolet, and they're like,
so they could tell.
So was there. Yeah, so if it was raining, why are you wet?
Right,
because it's raining.
Not so much.
You got the dye on.
Interesting.
So you have to be kind of careful and
right.
Get out of there. But
okay,
everything was cool. I got out, and then ironically, I got out of being sucked into the Polish army.
Right, so you didn't have to do that.
Right, but when I came to America, I joined the Navy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, it was fun. I enjoyed the 5 years that I was in. And
well, that's good. Yeah, well, thank you for your service on this side of the pond. That's awesome.
No problem.
Yeah, good. Right. Yeah. So you spent 5 years in the Navy?
Yep.
Okay.
I was on a couple of ships, and then I ended up doing a little translation for the Naval Special Warfare. Mm-hmm. So I actually served the last almost 2 years in a unit called SBU out of Coronado, California.
Okay.
Beautiful place.
Sure.
Right across the bay from San Diego. It was fantastic. I can't complain about that.
Is that where you spent all your Navy career?
Yeah. I was based out of San Diego. Yeah. Okay. Fleet 7, and that was fantastic. And then I got a job offer from my uncle and that's what brought me back to Maine.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be my next question. What got you back here? So what
Right.
kind of company did your uncle have?
So my uncle ran a ship agency.
Okay.
Basically, we're the agents making sure that the ship, when it's coming to the port, everything's taken care of.
Okay.
And so you usually have two parties that are involved. The
So like container ships, like that type of stuff, or?
No, I grew up on tankers.
Okay.
So the Portland Pipeline, which was bringing in the crude oil to Montreal.
Right.
That's where the bread and butter was at the time. We were doing about 18 to 20 ships a month there.
Wow.
A lot of crude oil being pumped to Montreal. There were 3 refineries that were operating there. And he offered me the job, and I said, hey, no problem.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you come back here.
I come back here, I get the job,
Yeah.
and then my adult life starts.
Right. Yeah.
Which was kind
That sucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. Now I got to be responsible.
Kid.
Right. Yeah.
Kid 2 years
So so you have a boy, right?
Yeah, I have one son.
When was he born?
He was born March 8th, International Women's Day.
Yeah.
March
8th, isn't it like today?
No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh, nice. Okay.
Friday.
All right. Well, hey, happy birthday, kid.
Happy International Women's Day.
Yeah.
So I kind of tease him about that a little bit. He's now in his second year in Colorado State in Fort Collins, studying psychology.
Yeah, nice.
And I don't know if he's going to be coming back here. I personally would love for him to study forensic psychology because I'm a big Criminal Minds fan.
Oh yeah, nice.
And I, kind of like reading about like serial killers and
fun
things.
Career, yeah.
Right. So and maybe the FBI can help pay for something.
I get it. Yeah.
Or the masters at least, or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which would be great.
That's great.
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Does he come back here to visit at all?
Yep, he's coming back every year.
Nice.
We fly him in, and he's going to be actually spending the summer here this year. He opted out to be with his mom, who lives in Saco. But this year he's going to be with me, so looking forward to that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into a little bit about the neighborhood that we're in. We're off of Gorham Road or 114, depending all the same thing. But when did you move in here? You've been here for a while, right?
Yeah. So I bought the house in 2000.
Okay.
In late 2000, I bought it actually in December and closed on it in December.
Yeah.
And I didn't move in until almost Easter of 2001.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked the house for the location.
Right.
My ex-wife was at the time living in Scarborough. My son was going to attend the schools.
Sure.
I wanted to be.
So you wanted to make sure you were here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
this is close to the schools. I mean, it's right down the road.
Walking
right?
distance.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw a brick twice and you're there.
Yeah. Scarborough's got a great school system, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So he started at Pine Point, went to Wentworth, and then the high school, and off to Colorado now.
Yeah.
But the schooling is great. I think that if they put in the sidewalks here on 114, you easily can walk to 8 Corners, which is one of the K2 3, and then Wentworth is right around the corner.
Yeah.
And then once you cross the street, I mean, it's all integrated anyway.
It's awesome.
Back-to-back parking lots and fields and whatnot. So it's nice.
I love this location because not just walking to schools and stuff like that, but you hop in your car and you head one way and you're down at the beaches in 5 minutes.
I'm a big striper fisherman, so
nice.
I love it. I have a couple friends that I have that live on Higgins Beach.
Yeah.
So
was all the pop in the sand, drink a beer, you're all set.
Well, yeah, but it's not as easy because the beach has a lot of restrictions now.
Right. Yeah. Especially that one. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So having friends that live there, you don't have to struggle. They have a great parking spot there, no doubt. I, as a veteran, get the parking for free during the day, but at nighttime, everything's closed.
Oh yeah, sure.
So having somebody there where you can go at nighttime, which I love going at nighttime.
Yeah.
Is priceless.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But the beaches, absolutely, beautiful resource, beautiful fish. you can't beat it.
Yeah.
5 minutes away.
Right, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go the other direction, and I mean, you got full access to the the mall, that whole area.
Absolutely, especially
straight
the
shot to
Scarborough
Portland.
Galleria built
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
Access to the highways off of Payne Road or Mossy.
Right.
It's nice.
It's great.
It's a little gem neighborhood, and
Yeah. What was the neighborhood like when you bought the place? Because I'm sure it's changed over the last 19 years or whatever. But what was it like when you first got here?
so the neighborhood was composed of basically elderly people.
Okay.
Anything from late 50s on to
Right.
70s and even 80s.
Yeah.
But like you just mentioned, over the years, people have filtered out.
Right.
People had either moved on to living in assisted living,
Right.
or maybe with their family or whatever, or just unfortunately natural causes they passed away.
That's right.
So people kind of started saying that, wow, this neighborhood is close to, like you said, everything close to it, to roads, to the library, to the schools, to Hannaford's, to Shaw's, if that's your preference where you shop. And it just started kind of bringing in a younger crowd. Not to sound harsh, but before, you would see wheelchairs, and now you see strollers,
Yes,
and it's great. And you have basketball hoops that are outside, and kids playing, hockey in the summertime, and rollerblading, which is great. So definitely, from that aspect, is a really cool thing. Plus, you have people that are more your generation, so you have more in common. So now people in the neighborhood are talking more. They're sharing ideas, stories, visions, things of that nature, which is also great.
Right. So it sounds like it's turned over, over time.
Big time.
That's
Big
awesome.
time. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. What's what else can you tell me about the neighborhood? I see, you got some woods kind of surrounded back here. You're kind of like nicely tucked right in here.
Right. So one of the reasons I bought the house, and the reason I didn't move in for almost 5 months, is because of the location of the place. I liked it. It was secluded.
Right.
I didn't have anybody beyond the stream behind me. But there is woods here. It's not like too much, but it's an area where you're 5 minutes away from Fuller Farms,
Right.
which is, great conservation easement that is well groomed.
Right.
You can run your dogs there.
Yeah, I was going to
all
say,
kinds of things.
you got a couple dogs, so you're
Yeah.
outside a
Well,
lot.
just
You're outside
recently
a lot.
I have 2 dogs. Yeah, I just got this little guy about a month ago.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I could tell being, friends with you on Facebook. I mean, you do a lot with your dogs. So,
Yes.
where do you take them mostly?
So most of the time, because I work from home,
Yeah.
and as long as I have my cell phone with me,
You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
There's times I need to grab a file or something that I need to get on the computer, but other than that, I'm off. I'm on the road, and I can work on with my thumbs.
Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah, absolutely. But so, when you go to Fuller Farms, it's a great place, but there's nobody there.
Right.
And when I first got my Vizsla Dylan, my cousin actually introduced me to Hinckley Park, which is on Higgins.
Yeah.
Which is, sorry, not Higgins. It's off of
Highland
Avenue
Yeah.
at the very end, right?
Yeah.
Which is close to Reds, which I also like to visit.
I used to live over near there.
Oh, really?
That's I know exactly. Yeah. It's not good for my addiction. Yeah.
Kitty cone, stick to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good idea. I have a hard time with that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I take him there, and over the 3 years that I had him now, I've grown to really like the place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool people that I met that I became, friends on Instagram with, and on Facebook. So we blow up each other's phones. Hey, we're going. So there's a little bit of, dogs know each other.
Right. That's a great park over there.
Yeah, I do like it. There's 2 ponds there that the dogs can't swim in. Kind of want to hose them down afterwards.
Right.
Not the cleanest, but
Well, it's kind of a stagnant pond, so
it is. It runs off, but
Right.
with the pollen and
Right.
it gets a little bit nasty.
Yeah.
But
there's some public gardens in there and the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a great park. So you see me there, in the summertime, you know, as soon as the birds start to sing, I like to be out there with the coffee and
Yeah.
running him, and I'll stay there until sometimes, you know, 10 o'clock in the morning. So he'll get a good run. I'll come home, do whatever, eat,
Yeah.
rest a little bit, and then we'll go back out. Also, great place is Pine Point Beach.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
That's really one of my favorite beaches in Maine.
it's
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah.
You know, the restrictions are not that bad for the dogs. You just kind of have to watch the tides.
Right.
You know, you can be there from sunrise till 9 in the morning, and then
Well, you can just walk for miles there. Yeah.
exactly. And then after 5, you know, you still have, at least in the peak of summer, you still have good, you know, 2.5, 3 hours of daylight.
Right.
Run them as long as you want, all the way down to Old Orchard Beach.
Right.
Excellent.
What does it take to get there from here? Probably what?
15 minutes.
15-minute ride?
15 minutes, yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah. And that's only because of that long ride down Pine Point.
yeah, that slows you down a little bit through there.
Right.
But on Route 1, you know, regular speed, 45, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I do want to kind of touch on one thing, is that especially if you have a bird dog,
Yeah.
like mine are,
Yeah.
you might want to watch, especially in the summertime, the little peeping clovers.
Oh, yeah?
That's a $12,000 fine in the city of Scarborough.
Seriously?
If your dog catches one or eats one, it's $12K.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So,
Wow. Oh, I didn't realize that.
oh yeah.
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 So you want to keep them on a leash.
So there's areas where you definitely want to stay away from or have them leashed.
Yeah.
And they're well marked,
Right.
in all fairness. And it's.
But I can see that. Yeah. I mean, if you're not, 100% paying attention, I mean, yeah, that's.
That's the thing.
That's a
you
heck
know.
of a fun.
That's the thing. They hear it, and you can scream all you want. They tune you out.
Right.
And they're just focused on doing that.
I'm getting there.
So yeah, I got a lot of pictures of him chasing seagulls and things like that. It's better seagulls, although still protected, better than the clovers.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Good advice. Well, great, man. This was awesome information. I appreciate it. Anything else you want to add? I think we covered a lot.
Well, recently I got a flyer
Okay. Yeah.
from the city of Scarborough about appraising houses for the fiscal year of 2019 and 20.
Yeah.
And you do not have to let the appraiser inside your house. Although the flyer clearly indicates that the inspection will be done interior and exterior. Don't let them in.
That's a good point. I remember you posting that flyer on there. That is good info, because if the flyer, from what I saw, it does lead you to believe that you have to let them in, and you don't necessarily have to. Assessors, you can say no to that. So yeah, I appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
And I actually walked around the neighborhood and talked to some of the, like I mentioned earlier to you, before we started taping. And a lot of the remaining people that are here that are in their 50s or early 60s, there's a couple on the beginning of the road. When I talked to them about it, they were definitely under the impression that the way it was worded, and I think it was done deliberately, to make it sound that it's that this is a mandate,
Right.
which it isn't.
Right.
So
Yeah, it does sound like that, but yeah, you don't have to let them in. So that's a good announcement.
yeah, and if
So-
you want to throw a picture of that, I'll
Yeah,
get it
yeah,
to you.
or I can pull it off Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
we'll
still
do
there,
that.
yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
Sure.
So anyway, guys, if you want to learn more about this neighborhood, about Scarborough, let me know. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and
Roman, I'm gonna screw this last name up again. Roman Józefiak. You
then just focus on the Zefiak.
Zefiak. Zefiak. Zefiak.
Don't mess up the last part, because you know how it's going to sound, right?
I'm just
Use that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whoops! Don't drop the F-bomb.
No, don't drop the F-bomb.
I'm just gonna stick with Roman.
One of the best ones I heard is Józefiak.
Józefiak. Okay.
Józefiak,
Oh,
because
yeah.
the J.
Yeah, sure.
I'm Spanish. Perfect.
That's awesome. Hey, this is a great time. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you. All
Really
the best.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
stay well.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Comment below if you have any questions, and we'll see you all soon.
That's great.